Alright, let me make sure I got this going. Now we return to the Garnetzx, the Great Ace Attorney, as it's called in Japan. I don't know why they decided to go an extra century ago and then decide to bring that up. Alright, I'm just clearing my pockets. Actually, I'm not clearing. Actually, I am clearing my pockets. Alright, here we go. Now,
let proceedings be resumed.
Why is there so much echo? Like, there's something off.
Miss McGilded.
My God. I feel like this isn't doing so.
Have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
There we go. Now I got it going. To be sure, I have, my lord.
There are now 2 matters on which the court desires to hear from you.
So now we're going to hear from McGilded, because in the previous live stream, our previous play, we got to a point in the court where we found out there was a 5th person, but now the question remains, if there was a 5th person in the same area as the victim and Mr. McGilded, why didn't Mr. McGilded say anything about this? So,
the first is whether or not there was a 3rd party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was any present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
Interesting. Why? Begone now. 'Tis not my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you all or keep me mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded. Actually, let me double check. We're up? We're up. Okay, we're good. We're up. Actually, let me double. Okay, we're good. Ah, shite. Okay, got that. That. Okay, don't fool around with that anymore. Alright, work with it. Nobody's impressed. The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
It's true!
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. You... What?! Little urchin. No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be one to know why I said nothing when I was taken by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Not indeed,
Which was?
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way involved, you see. What? If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have rolled her into this here courtroom, just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. Uh-huh.
And who was this young child of whom you speak?
That I don't know.
You don't know?
Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statement to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? What? What the? Ah! Smoke! Fire! There's fire! Look, somebody's trying to get away. After them. There's no use. I can't see anything through the smoke. What is going on? Be careful, Mr. No, cover your face. Hey, look.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
Oh, crap. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that for the time being, at least, the trial was suspended. Really? Everything stopped at that point. Interesting how everything is in chaos when McGildish shows up. You know, there's a saying on Game of Thrones. I think a Littlefinger said it. There's something about the idea of chaos as a ladder, where some people use it to exalt themselves. I don't know, it's interesting how McGilded is attempting to exalt himself while relying on the theme of chaos. February 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Chamber. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruto, I managed to find out what happened. Mr. Sato, I was told there was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. A smoke grenade? It sounds like some sort of thing ninjas use. How you know? Do you know what ninjas use? You're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that McGildy was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Huh? Oh, what about it? According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo. He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. Now it seems that there are in fact 5 passengers. Which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. Interesting that happened, just so. Fun fact, I am banned on Facebook. I would ask why, but I feel like that's going to get you banned on YouTube. I really can't imagine what she's going to say. But it could be, it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Miss Susato. Yes! Oh, man. Why are you banned on Facebook? What did you do? What rule did you break? February, 1 p.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Interesting how when McGilded was about to testify about everything, chaos ensued with a smoke grenade. Now we have to hear testimony from the 15-year-old girl. Is that the 15-year-old girl? There's a young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial for Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zinks. My lord. I believe you have established the cause of smoke which failed proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade.
of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious! The army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught.
I posted an image of the dick 6 times. Please don't do that. Why?
And now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What does the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
If I may, my lord.
Yes, Miss McGilded.
I think perhaps I should explain here. Why is it that when we last here in the first place, and why she tried to boat like that? She's all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Haha, tee.
Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Witness testimony. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded. I need to go to sleep in 10 minutes, so I have an energy drink because I don't see the reason of sleep. Sleep doesn't. Okay, first of all, I don't know why you don't see the reason of sleep. Sleep is not reason. Sleep is neurological regeneration. And maybe regeneration of the body. Okay. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. I went to sleep, just like that. Oh, big horror, and outside a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fellow collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up in the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where the scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. You'll wake up to her anyways. Yeah, well, I got melatonin, so I go straight to bed. I'm gonna have a bunch of melatonin before I go to bed. And also I gotta last at least 3 more days before payday on Friday. I'm gonna order a bunch of stuff. Okay, so that's testimony about the girl. Who is the girl, by the way? Do we know? We don't even have a profile here, so she hasn't even introduced herself.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl is indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct?
It's exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Actually, the defense didn't say the young girl was the passenger. All the defense ever did was suggest there was another passenger. We didn't say who, but you're the one who said who it was. That's the real thing. You're kind of adding meaning to what has been already said.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Technically, only 1 witness testified, so I don't know why the judge is like 2. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. Ugh. Cross-examination time. The young girl. Alright. Okay, took the backseat. No, that's probably not enough. Hold it! And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. Also, I should have letters in math by now, but wait, what? I should have letters in math by now, but it's still the same year as 5, so I don't need that much energy. Are you talking about variables? Seriously? The cabin was empty, there was no one on the roof. Yeah, kinda.
You are the first passenger, as it were, I see.
And that's why I took the back side as I did. It is the most comfortable, so it is. Yada-da-dee-dee-da-da-da-da. Can you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite and the one which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it is the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. Considering the fact that the seats are actually hard, I don't know how you can get comfortable in a hard seat. Year 5 is in 5th grade, I guess. Could just say 5th grade, but fine. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Okay. Oh! There we go! A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start.
Hold it!
A loud thud, you say? And a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? This was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. Ah! So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor after having been stabbed? Well now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me up, I opened my eyes. There wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage, but they fell on the floor. Oh. It goes by years in the UK. Alright, so year 5 is like grade 5. Alright, fine. I'm guessing you'll get letters in like year 8. Maybe. That's a whole other story. Alright. You didn't see anyone, but at the same moment, you did hear a scream.
Oh, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume?
Not about me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about that scream. Oh, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes. Before my eyes. I mean, you're 9. Really? There was a fellow crouched on the floor at my feet. So I sat him up on the seat across from me.
Hold it!
You sat him up. The victim, you mean. That I did, on the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? It is common courtesy, so it is. Really? Is this... What is this? What the hell is this? That's not common.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Hurrah, Lord Garnetzx. Now why would that be?
You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabin. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest?
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the I offer them. And some won't even see me dead. Maybe someone should be punished, So I do try where at all possible to avoid getting myself in a tangle of trouble. Are you suggesting you're gonna leave the man there? Heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. What a head, the whys and wherefores. Right you are, there. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do justice, eh? Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Your mom, what? Then I tried to find out where the scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? Hold it! I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, so I did. As far as I can say, that is. What do you mean by that? Well now, 'tis a queer thing, the wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Straight from me arse, hit, like a fart joke.
Good gracious! No fart jokes in the courtroom!
under your backside. And when I lifted the seat on which I had been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Nanaho, we'd examined the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. Okay, fine, I'll take a look. Underneath. Let's go inside. Skip. Okay, fine. So there's blood on the floor. There's blood on the floor. When did that get there? Wait, was that there before? That's blood, isn't it? Is something wrong? Oh, it's just... Well, this bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet Van Zieks has made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Huh. This game is just an anime, but with more button pressing. Alright, what's in there? See it as handle seems. We're gonna open it up. There's nothing in there. Last time there was equipment. But now there's nothing. There's a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. There's something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Was that bloodstain already there? Was this? Like, something's really off. I feel like there's a few things off. I didn't think there would be a bloodstain there before. I didn't think... I'm pretty sure the stuff on... under there... Okay, I already examined this. The storage corner, nothing is there. Something doesn't right, but I can't put my finger on what it is. I don't know either. Huh. I don't know, something is really off. Have you seen enough? Alright, let's back out. Yeah, it is like an anime with more button pressing in a way. Sort of. I don't know, did things change with the omnibus? Is there anything different other than the fact that there's nothing in the storage and there's blood on the floor? And that's what I found her. There was a child in there, all curled up in the ball, hiding her wee self away. Hold it! You say she was hiding herself. Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim, damp lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, she hardly ever stopped beating into me chest. You're really overreacting this. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee shinwag with her. So basically, a shinwag is like a British slang for talk, because you wag your chin when you talk. The seat opposite. That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You say that so cheerfully, dear God.
You sat this young girl next to the corpse, sir?
Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. Oh, so I need to find out just who this urchin was, you see? And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a feminine voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Where'd you again? I would say, sir. Walking down through skylight, he must have seen this young girl and gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
Hey, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage, out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind. He's really talking there.
It certainly is plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature. I'm really confused, perhaps, with this young girl.
After that, of course.
With a scream for the gentlewoman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Thank you. I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. Lestrade, if you may. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, reliving people of the Harrises. She's a knicker. She's a quick nitpicker, what's commonly called a pickpocket. She's got a thieving level of 99. She pretty much outdoes every one of ya. What?
This girl here, a petty thief, with a level of 99? Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Mr. Slade, you will answer the question!
What?
Ah!
If I stay up all night, I'll just drink Lucozade.
How dare you! What is the meaning of this? You shot purple dust at me! Ugh! Girl! She's gone!
Open your eyes. I'm over here. Over here.
Good gracious out!
What was the point in that little side step? I know what you all are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. Mr. Little Devil, you say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed in a corner, so she knifed the gents. Go on, that's what's on your heads, ain't it? Look at this. All for review. Maybe there's a lot of... I honestly don't know how that is held for review. I honestly don't know why. This is obviously held for review, but I don't know about this. I honestly don't know why. Oh, I like it! No, not at all. This is the court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast. Please, oh god. Why do you shoot green stuff at me? Why? Oh, you love that green stuff, don't ya, mate? Look, knives off of cows. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. 5-finger discount, if I may. I'm a professional, right? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. I swear I got the voice off. I swear I must have screwed up. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. Oh, this? Yeah, this is in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
Ugh, try and wave that thing in my direction again.
Shooting guns in a courtroom.
So, you want to shoot one to me? You want to call it my chalice? You admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question.
It's alright, Ash. You can tell them the truth now. They'll assume the worst when you're done. Why is she only responding to what McGilda said? Alright, yeah, it's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, will now hear your testimony, if you please. And stop pointing that gun at me!
I will point that gun at you.
You will tell the court exactly what happened to the omnibus on the night in question.
Don't tell me I can't point that gun at you. Alright, if I have to.
Oh, God. What the girl saw.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they all dumped my horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles at night. I tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in the hiding place. It's pitch in there. It's fire, for God's sakes. Not black. That's too racist. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang nearly jumped down me skin. I did, and scream just came out. Worse than the other chop upstairs. I swear to God, I must have butchered the British language. It's because of that, this swell found me. He didn't help me get away, mind. Oh God, I must have butchered that up so bad. Yes, he let you go.
I don't understand why you let the street urchin go.
Why does the ground look closer than it is on the top of really high building? I don't know. Maybe you develop eagle eyes the second you go anything further than 20 stories. Or at the top of a large structure.
Phil don't understand why you let the street urchin go, Miss McGilded.
Oh, his simplicity in myself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was then right on top of the place where she was sitting hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. This is where I sat that night. And the cubby hole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume.
Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone in the girl's stature.
Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I purposed myself on the seat for the duration. I sat me ash right on top of her, just like so. So you see, that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. Because a little girl hiding under a seat is somehow a guilt treason. But I couldn't leave with myself if the young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent.
Even though you must have realized your action would have resulted in your own innocence being called into question.
Some. Wait, what? Not at all, my lord, not at all. Ta-ta-hee, ta-ta-ta. Jury, not convinced. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of the less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord, this is for an example of a man who can't possibly get guilty of a heinous crime like this. I shame myself for ever doubting you, sir.
Someone. What do you mean? Are you gonna say a song? Or something? I don't even know. Are you seriously changing your verdict to not guilty because McGilded said so? Oh, with calm, calculated reason, one arrived clearly at the truth every time. Try it.
Say it's live! All 6 members of the jury consensually and they linked to a verdict of not guilty.
Listen, I don't know. It must mean what? That we're victorious! Too easy. It's way too easy. Try to move on. We've won? Are you sure? Just because... Yeah, that shake me. What?
Objection!
What the? He's got his boot on the frickin' desk.
If the sight of my iron heel Wellington offends, pray do forgive the courtesy.
You named your heel Wellington. You named your boots Wellington. What? He's gonna turn all around.
I put my feet up for comfort. This is really a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices.
You're criticizing your own.
Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Very much like post-truth politics.
Emotion.
The witness's latest statement gives a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put, was included in the investigation.
Yeah, it was empty shortly afterwards.
The compartment under the posterior seat was full of coachman's belongings.
That was noted.
It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
So the prosecution knows that the things were taken out.
Good lord!
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGillicuddy's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat!
What? Oh man.
Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Counsel?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend?
Huh? Me?
When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail as any self-respecting
Crap. I gotta take the melatonin. Give me a second. Ah, shite. Ah. Alright, got my water bottle. Gotta go. Taking like 4 of these a night. Yes. I take a bunch of melatonin to help me sleep at night. Alright. Dang it. Alright, give me a second. I gotta fill my water up. Yeah, taking a second to fill my water bottle. Give me a second. Ugh. And I gotta fill it. Come on. Fill it up. Come on, turn blue. Or not. Or don't, never mind. It turns blue when it turned purple for some odd reason. I don't know, maybe it thought it was being emptied. Oh, well, never mind. It's my smart water bottle. It turns purple when it knows the water is being drained, and it turns blue when it knows it's being filled. Alright, so even the prosecution knew something was going on.
Pray, what did you find the condition of the undersea compartment to be?
Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in jiffy. Sorry. Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. I'm gonna tell them the truth. I'm gonna tell them what I saw. There was stuff there. There were things under that thing. How is this an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks?
Well, Counsel!
Speaking in a British accent for the whole time. Stream if you've lost weight. I don't know, like...
Do you have something to say in the matter?
I'm supposed to be defending him, but if I don't, I lose the chance to become a lawyer. How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment on the seat of the omnibus? I didn't look, it wasn't empty, it was empty, it wasn't empty. It wasn't empty. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember at least, it wasn't empty. When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside of it, yes.
Are you sure, counsel?
Ada, be honest. What are you saying now, you doctor? I thought you were on my side here. Your side doesn't mean lying. So I said the truth.
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man on the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position?
There's always something to compromise in a position. The truth. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting.
Oh, it's not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Miss McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interest here, lad. Now then, your best interest could... your best interest is not with the truth. My palace member is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. Now the court must consider the facts. That there cubby hole under the heap is as empty as a devil's heart, so it is. You think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? No. Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think.
That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of a carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. It certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money letting fleece on the pig purse are lying.
Oh, great. They're all gonna change their vote to not guilty. Ah! I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinky rich are always stinking. Stinkers. Nothing like cowards, a lot of them. I love flipping this knife, you see. What? Oh no. It's a trick! Of course it's a trick! Anymore, and I'll sound as Irish as Miss McGillen. Da-da-da-da-da!
Quite so. I must concur here.
Oh, dang it. They're all gonna vote guilty. Oh, no.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clear at the truth every time. Even saying it multiple times somehow makes it more right than it already is.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there's one matter of the outstanding cross-examination.
Now what?
Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted, and almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. So yes, I take melatonin at 9 every night. Whenever it turns to 9 o'clock, I have my melatonin to help me sleep at night. So I can get enough sleep for work tomorrow. Speaking of, did I even nah, I'm not gonna look that up. What the girl saw. Alright. Hold it! So, you're already in the autos. British people used to use fancy words. Now they use words like bellend, dickhead, fam, blunds, and bunda. I have no idea what any of those mean. Except for dickhead. That's his own insult. Fam? I'm guessing it's like family. Is that really family? Or is that another word? Like a British slang. Before it's off its run. Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a wrong idea, isn't it? I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Council! May I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that is clear up a little mystery of the ferry now. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence a piece, making the 20 to which the cabin testified. And 1 Grace ran for free. The red conk of the driver always go for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slipped into the carriage and gave myself hiding under the seat. Nice and easy, right?
But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach.
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out. Bunday's ass. Okay. Cram it in the corner somewhere. And no one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all the stuff up there so I can hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you.
All I do is say,
Oh god, I got a cramp in the neck.
see if we reach the end of the line of inquiry. Continue.
But it was right, all waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. Hold it! What were you expecting to get? A waste of time. Why is that? Ellen, whatever pink thing is. Oh god. Well, most nights on my own, and the golf permit at least some of the time.
I beg your pardon. Did you say God permits? You're not religious. Take that back.
Oh yeah, well that's what my kind call it. Also, I don't have to be religious. You say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. And get away? What? Am I reading that one right? That's it. Only that night. This cove was sat on me safe from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. I don't know how I knew that, being able to see through the seat.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the closed cabin.
Yeah. Right, mister. To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on to find a child now, do you? So this is Miss Stray, could possibly be the culprit then. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Not pitch black. That's too racist. Hold it! You couldn't see anything at all into the cabin at all. Not a joke most days. I push the curtain up with weave. Yeah, and look out the crack. Then I can't have a butcher's at it. Have a butcher's at it or go fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can't have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one. So most of the time, the passengers flat themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. Oh man, that last sentence didn't sound right, but what the hell. And for that reason, you were able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I'm too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. The clink is much better. But it's the only place to have hide in the carriages, so it's Obson's choice. I don't know what Obson is. I don't, what? Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open? I say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I just stick it out under there, nothing else for it. And after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of me skin, I did. And the scream just came out. Hold it! Who screamed? When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. How? You're in a tight enclosed space. And you let out a scream involuntarily. That's right, and then I felt the cushion over my head get light all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Black person makes fun of white person for being white is apparently not racist. The idea of racism is almost very one-sided, depending on the circumstances. Depending on who says what. Oh well.
Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stand up in order to stab his victim, could it not?
Uncle, you can see what happened at the crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up the cushion and I quit butchers while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up. The bloke who had fallen on the floor on the opposite seat. I choose Mr. McGilda's accounts, of course. But then the fella suddenly turns and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should have never have risked looking. Why? It's because of that the swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. Hold it! Now when Mr. Gilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared stiff I was. He dragged me out and sat me down in the seat that next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and ended up falling onto me. How awful. Both me and hands got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog. Both your hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilda for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and that. And all that after that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. Fuss on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't know if someone seen my face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish in this Irishman says to me, "Get back onto the seat. I'll see what you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find something conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we can find it would clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling as well. Don't try to go for anything other than niggling, because someone will, wink wink, find something racist about that. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Okay, so this is the moment where we have to find a contradiction. I don't know what the contradiction is, so I have to look through it thoroughly. I stuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. That's true. We have to find a contradiction here somewhere. I don't know where. But I only got 4 tries. I was right where I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, I can't see the blind thing in the hiding place. It's pitch in there. In that hiding place. Okay. Layer visible with his face. Obscured from all graph. Knife clearly visible. Can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. When after a while I hear this loud bang, nearly jumped me out of my skin and didn't scream just came out. Because of that, this felt family, he helped me get away in line. Okay, what am I looking for? Okay, what is it? What am I looking for? I don't know what it is. I stuck in the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. Okay, is there anything wrong with that? No. But it was right a waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. Is that true? Is that true? Was there something that... got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitched in there. Interesting how you say that, and yet I don't have a contradiction yet. It's pitch in there. I can't see a blind thing in that place. It's pitch in there. Okay, so what are you talking about? Got the chauffeur in trouble, stuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses just like always, but it was right a waste of time. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. And after a while, I hear this outsider scream is dead. So tell me. Okay, okay. I'm gonna double check this one more time.
Hold it!
As you can see, you couldn't see out into the cabin at all. Go to John, wave, but you were pickpocketing a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. See it. Look, this opposite. Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head. For that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to see.
Well, no.
Excuse me! Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? That didn't happen before. Why? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Council? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you. What did he say before? I hate to have any small dark places feels too much like being thrown in the clink. And then Miss McGilded said something. Something about small dark places being thrown in the clink. I wonder if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no, 'twas not important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass, is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so 'twas. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. Hey, and I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah! I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade, you can hear something that night. Anything, an unusual noise, perhaps. Nah, not really. All I can hear is this Irishman snoring. Be tappers, there's no need to tell the whole world to be phobos, you little scamp. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital clue. Yes. Or should we get the last statement of hers? It's insignificant, it's profoundly important. It's important. My lord! I believe that statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing.
Yes, which is profoundly an important point. I'm almost certain of it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but just go with it, just go with it, just go with it, just go with it.
I'm not sure I don't understand the inner workings of the Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless, Miss Jane Stride, you will supplement your performance as well by repeating that last statement, please.
What supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do, and it won't work on me. That's right, insult the judge, always a good move. I was straight amazed to what was going on, but all I could hear was snowing. I don't know, it's significant. I don't know why it's significant. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna... the bloodstains, seniors, pastures, quality phase move. I don't know. Cause of death is a troll bleeding. Served by opening the hat. I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's gotta be something up about what was happening. I feel like I gotta press that. If not, then hold it! So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hit yourself. Not exactly, no. Sorry. Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was up. But then, I saw this swell getting on. I got my head down, so I didn't move. And Mr. McGill is down the scene under which you're hiding, correct? Yeah! Were you and Adam and Eve having a watermark? What? So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out there as soon as I heard him leave. See? But Woody, not likely. Even though it stopped there and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to them driving pigs market, snoring like the old dog he was. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? It doesn't add up. Let me take a look. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the doors open. I just stay put. Driving his pigs to the market, snoring like the old dog he was. It doesn't add up. It makes sense. I don't know. What if I say it doesn't add up? What? Just save it anyways, just so that if I screw up, I might as well. I don't know where I'm going. I'm driving blind at this point. I honestly don't know where to go, and I don't know why. So, what if I do say it doesn't add up? Because it's different from what Mr. McGill has said. Mr. Stride, what you just told the court is clearly at odds with the fact. Ah!
It's at odds? Are you sure, man?
Absolutely. Crap, what, how do I?
It seems my lone Japanese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared.
So Van Zeeks realized it too. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure I'll find out. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure I'll find out.
Counsel! I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
According to Mrs. Stride, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Miss Gilda's snoring. But think, Renewski, think. The sound of snoring. I'm not British. Okay. Okay, I don't know. There's something else she should have heard. Show a piece of evidence. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. What am I... What could it have been? I don't know which it could have been. Okay. If it was a person, they would have said something. He's criminally wealthy with a wonderful reputation. Defendant is a lawyer. Victim who apparently owed the defendant a considerable amount of money. The driver of the omnibus has witnessed the incident. The gentleman works as a city maker. Apprentice Miller witnesses the incident. Police aboard the omnibus and she was discovered by the defendant. I don't know who or what. I'm stuck. I don't know. I don't know. What if I say forget it? Is that actually gonna work? She would have heard something, but what? There were passengers both inside the carriage and on the roof that night. How is Garnetzx pronounced? Garnetzx, ZX, or ZX, whichever works. Faces picture from an important hat. Don't know. I don't know. They would have been talking. Okay, let's say it was a person. What? Oh crap. Let's say it was a person. Let's assume that the only thing she could have heard was the victim talking to the accused. So let's say show a person. Very well, my lord, allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound playing is the following person. Let's say it was a victim, because the only thing she could have heard was the victim talking that night. I don't know. It could be... This is the only idea I could come up with. Otherwise, I have no other possible explanation. So, here!
Take that! First fire missing.
It worked. Wow, the only idea I actually came up with. Because the victim would have made a sound. Because this is the only possibility. Somehow I got it right. I thought I was gonna screw up a few times. I thought I was gonna screw up majorly right there.
First fire missing.
Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear. Because... I actually know why. Because... The victim owes some debt to the accused. So there's no way they could have not talked about the debt while they were in the carriage. Huh. So it's not possible for the witness and the victim to not have talked at all. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Is that of the victim, Mr. Mead, boarding the omnibus? Oh.
Hold on. Explain your reasoning, counsel.
If I play this game, I'd be playing Doom Eternal 2 minutes later. Okay, so... Okay, I actually... No. That reasoning was wrong. It's kind of plausible, but... So his reason is... Oh yeah, okay, I see why that's the case. It's because... Okay, my idea was different. It's because, according to McGilded's testimony that Lestrade is repeating, McGilded got on the omnibus first, and nobody else got on first. Nobody else got on at all. But then the victim somehow got on the bus at some point, so there's a contradiction somewhere in between. Alright, 50 minutes left before I gotta get going. I don't know. I was struggling to come up with that idea right then and there. I didn't know that would have worked. Otherwise, I would have screwed up. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was at the pub, didn't I? And the next person aboard the omnibus was Mr. McGilded. That it was. Dinosaur was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin in the omnibus at that time. Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember, through the crack under the seat cushion. It was on his own, for sure. Have you watched Candyman? No. From what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on his onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't it? Waiting for this swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Oh, that's the question. Oh, dang it, I did not consider that possibility. I just somehow knew it had something to do with Mr. Mason. We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin on the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts.
Yes, this petty thief statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks!
Yes, he knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement.
It would seem words of thanks or an order from my learned friend.
What are you talking about?
You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
Ah, dang it. He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Is everybody gonna change their votes to not guilty? Oh, crap. Oh, dang it. Oh, God. 5 people. Ah! She didn't even say anything. She just voted not guilty, right? I didn't want to judge the dear little Mike just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, wag my head. I can't abide lies.
Another canard!
But, Mr. Horman,
I didn't want to judge a girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways.
even though I have no idea what that means.
But I must say, I cannot avoid liars!
Oh, crap. Is the last one gonna do it? Ah! Mr. Nato, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty.
Well, your consideration for the others is refreshing, my iniquities friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me.
Oh, crap.
While I get drunk off my own wine. Oh, yes. Yes, very refreshing.
Ah! What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Amadan? This is carnage. It's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Nato, the way this is going. I know. If we can't find some new way to convince anyone of Mr. McGill is innocent. If she votes not guilty, I gotta go through a summation examination again. The judge will rule, and we'll have lost. Oh, crap. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. But those of us in service must know to accept hard truths. Oh, crap! Oh. Yes, last witness statements seem to have revealed a great inconsistency in his story. Wow, Naruto just stopped that last jury dead in their tracks from voting guilty. Hear me out before you automatically decide to vote guilty for 1 second. However, If we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light in the whole case.
What are you saying?
Council? I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? My hand is about to slip. You better say something very fast. Otherwise, I just won't vote not guilty. You have 10 seconds to explain. Otherwise, I'm making my mind up.
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I never know what to do. I never know what to do. I never know. Dang it.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the
victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If this petty thief were to believe, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
I have one idea. I have only one idea. Just one. Okay, I was subconsciously thinking about how to win a game of tic-tac-toe. I think of the most random things. I have one idea. One idea, the omnibus. Okay, the door goes inside. The order is horrible. This is the only idea I have. Why? Because this was brought up in the previous testimonies. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view to the cabin from the roof deck. And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from the inside of the cabin at least. So in other words, this skylight can be opened. That's the real thing. You can certainly see inside the carriage when it's opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the closed cabin. Witnesses wouldn't be able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Okay, there is a way. This thing can be opened up from the outside. So that's how it works. That's how both statements are correct. Because that's how, when Mr. McGilded boarded the omnibus, the victim wasn't there. Because he was on the roof of the deck of the omnibus at some point. That's why there was a loud crash, because his body hit the floor. Internal hemorrhaging as a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. Huh. There's a way. There is a way. There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. He was in there already. There's another entrance. He was put there after he died. There's another entrance. That's the only way I can think of. If the door wasn't open even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
And now I gotta prove it. By submitting the omnibus.
I wonder what new fantasy you come up with in your blind
Panic. That ain't no fantasy.
But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with the door, the other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection!
There is. The skylight. It can be opened. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered.
Oh, really?
Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Why is McGilded surprised about that?
Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here's the armored bus in which she needs an code. What on earth is the sentence by which you propose the victim enter the cabin?
Yes, the skylight. Here! The answer is obvious. It can only be in the skylight.
I see! The skylight!
And it's almost a 1:45. I really need to wrap it up.
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me at words, lost for words, however.
Objection!
The skylight may as well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your out-of-brain theory?
Yes. The blood on the floor. That was left there by the victim. But then again, was that there before? That's the thing. And testimony from the witnesses say they heard a large cry. Both Mr. McGill and Miss Lister said the same in the testimonies. They each claimed that they heard a loud thud, such as a noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained. It's a sound of the victim falling from a seat, having been assaulted with a dagger.
Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. I hear an objection one more time. Igiari! Which means objection in Japanese.
Good question.
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance in the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it!
Objection!
Oh, there you go. What are you gonna do now, Aaron?
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible!
How can you be so sure?
Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet no one person made such events in the testimony.
Well, yes, that's true, but... Might a humble fella make a wee comment here, or at the very least piss all over the floor? That's my statement of the day, peeing on the floor. Mr. McGilded. To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore say nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Not saying, but what? It is a case of them being unable to say. Why? What? I do... Perhaps that two fellows... Excuse me, I'm drunk. Do be having some other compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree? Fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chops on the roof? You mean the ones who stuck that knife? The ones who stuck that knife in the man, whoa? Ah! Are you seriously going to pin this on the witnesses?
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
You rotter, he said! You rotter! What are you insinuating? I ride my horse, playfully and pretending. Dear God, what the hell is that? That's a weird face. Look, what is that face?
It's a flaming outrage. I've got a good mind to give you a break-in in a minute.
I'll give you a shine on a minute, he said, and so will I. Mr. Fair Play.
You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and a well-respected beggar.
And me, a very angry hutter, Even though this hatter is slightly tilted, but what the hell?
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. Well, it's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's Who wants some dang kush? Yeah. I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. Even this.
You know, if someone calls me on Discord, the first thing I'm gonna say is objection. That's right. I protest you. How about you, you rotten scoundrel? Really? Really?
Order! 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 Is that the time we desist? No, this is wanton invasion instead. Return to the outer room at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know? I'm hurt by words.
My lord, if I may comment.
Go ahead, Lord Garnetzx.
It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof.
Accused? I never intended to. I basically said... See?
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting.
Really? You're gonna accuse Naruhado of having English as a second language right up then and there? Basically, Naruhado suggested that the victim fell through the skylights. Didn't suggest that whoever was on the roof could have been responsible.
You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck on the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars.
Karma, violence, or underrated. What?
You have intimidated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, this was termed as baseless accusation.
I know I was rushed to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get to them. Get them to testify.
I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow.
We have to see this man through now, one way or another.
If there's filth and rubbish in a mess, they must dispose of it at once. What's happening, Mr. Naruhado? Inspectors in the public gallery they're in complete frenzy.
Mr. Beverly, Mr. First. Oh, my lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought up by the defendant.
Basically, Parma Violence is candy. I don't know. I avoided candy for Halloween. I stayed the hell away from whatever it was.
Yes, my lord. I look around. Oh, everybody. Ooh.
I didn't come here for this.
Hey. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. I have no idea what to do, where to start, or where to begin, or what to do next.
We were the only two people on the roof deck. Dead or alive, I can swear to it.
If anything had happened there we were standing, I don't think the other of us would have noticed.
In any case, none of us know the first thing about the victim. You had no reason to kill that man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
I think I do have proof.
I must say, I will say this testimony. It is somewhat hard to imagine how other witnesses could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right. You see?
Where is it, I tell you?
And logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you are in collusion with one another.
What?
According to investigation by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings.
Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Somehow they're all in collusion with each other. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? There's just another thing I gotta clear up.
Counsel for the Vids, over to you. Your course examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. Should I do one more thing? Or should I just leave it right here now and come back tomorrow? Alright, I gotta get going. It is 10, almost 10 to 10, 7 to 10 at the moment. I gotta get going. I gotta get ready for more work tomorrow. Do I still have more work tomorrow? Let me double check. I know it was in today. Was I supposed to be in tomorrow? Just let me double check. And I got my schedule right here so I can check. Where is it? Here it is. It was sent a few days ago. It should be about this week, November 1st to 7th. Where is it? Which days am I off? Okay, so I'm off Wednesday. Today is Monday. So I'm in tomorrow, but I'm off Wednesday, which means 1 live stream tomorrow, 2 live streams on Wednesday. And I'm also off again on Sunday. So Wednesday and Sunday are the only days I can have 2 live streams in. Alright, I gotta get ready for work tomorrow. I'll see you all in the next live stream. So,